back to my YouTube channel. In this particular tutorial, we are going to see how to create a table in BigQuery using the Python script, right? So let me show you something before we go ahead and create the actual table. So what I have done is in my BigQuery console, right, I have created one data set called as bq_gcs_loads. Okay, and if you see, there are no tables that are present currently in this data set. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write a Python script which will create a table inside this bqgcs loads dataset. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, to do this, you will have to import from google.cloud. You will have to import the bigquery client. Yeah. After that, you will need to give the information regarding the client. Like first of all, you will have to create the client. Client is equal to bigquery.Client. Yeah, this will help you to create the client object. And now what you need to do is you need to give the table_id is equal to, you have to give name of the full name of the table in which you wanted to create the table and what is the name of that table. So just go here and pick up this dataset id and just give it here and whatever name of the table name that you wanted to create as a part of this. So this is the table id. Now what we need when we say we wanted to create the table is we need the actual schema for that table, right? So let's define a variable schema, bigquery dot schema field. So using this particular schema field method that is given by the bigquery client, we can actually define what kind of schema we wanted to create as a part of this bigquery table. So let's say the first column we want it as customer id. The data type of that should be, let's say, integer. Yeah, comma, just copy this. Let's say customer name, it would be a string, and maybe I'm again copying this. It's a customer date of birth and it could be a date in its data type. Yeah, so this way we can give the schema. So we have created the schema object. Now next, what we need to do is we need to create a table reference, right? How do we create that? With bigquery.Table. So this is again one of the method that has been exposed, in which you can pass and tie these two details, like what is the table name I wanted to create with and the corresponding schema is equal to, you can just specify the name of the variable that you have taken or considered to actually provide the schema. So what this particular statement will do is bigquery, with this bigquery will understand that okay, this is the table I need to create with this particular schema. Yeah, then what you do is the bigquery what has done is like as you can see here, right, they have exposed this table, then schema field, these kinds of kind of a provider methods, we call it as provider methods, which will help you to interact with the actual bigquery engine, right? On the same lines, whenever we wanted to create the table, bigquery has specified the respective provider methods, and whenever we wanted to create those tables using some kind of languages like Java, Python, then we should the approach that we should take is we should go with using those provider methods. So what is the provider method for creating the table is create table. Okay, so bigquery, okay, why it is not coming? Bigquery dot Okay, sorry. So we cannot directly use the object of this BigQuery. Rather, we should use this client handler that we have created, which will actually give us the call with the uh, BigQuery provider method. And as you can see, there are lots of methods that are being given by BigQuery client, which is like get the table details, copy table from one to another, like source to destination. But for now, we just wanted to use this create table method, and what arguments it takes is the actual table name, yeah, this table reference that we have created, right? It will take this as an argument, and what it will internally do is it will make an API call to the BigQuery instance for which this particular machine is authenticated, and then it will create the table for that particular instance, right? So let's try to print this, that table dot, so maybe if I can write it this way, table created successfully, yeah, and then all the details that we can take, like table dot project, in which this will display which project the table is been created with, then dot table dot dataset id dot table dot table id, which is going to be the actual name of the table, yeah. So ideally this should output us the table created successfully, and with these details, this is our project, this day 409815, this is our data set, and this is our table name, yeah. So let's run it and see what output it gives. Okay, so it says table created successfully with the project details. This is our project, this is our dataset name, and this is our customer. Now let's see by logging actually into the BigQuery console if this table is being created or not. So let me do this thing. So currently it doesn't show anything, but if I just click on this right three vertical dots and click on this refresh contents, then you will be able to see that this customer table is created with whatever data types we have given here in the schema. So first column was customer ID with the data type as integer, customer name with data type as string, customer name with data type as string, and customer DOB, date of birth, with data type as integer. So this is the schema, and this is how you should see all the details related to the BigQuery tables that you have created. That this is the schema. If you wanted to have some more details about the table information, then all these things, like this is the table ID, then this is the time at which it is created. If there are any modifications that we have made, like alter table or something like that, then you will be able to see that timestamp here, right? You in BigQuery you can set the table expiration, right? But we have not set that, so never. Then data location. So while we created this data set, we have created this data set in this particular region and zone, right? So that's where it gives you what would be the location of the data that will get inserted into the customer table, and lots of other details that are present here. How many, like this is the storage information, like how much amount of data is actually present in this customer table, for example, right? But currently, since it does not have any data, it is everything is 0 bytes only. But as soon as we start inserting the data into the customer table, you will see these values are getting populated. Okay, so that's it for this particular tutorial, guys. I hope you have now understood how to create the BigQuery table using Python, and this is the program. I'll give this particular program in the description box as well. Do try out, let me know if you see or face any error, And thanks for watching this tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.